Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. NFL playoffs get going this week. Miami Dolphins. Today, I believe Chris Grier is meeting with the media.
I don't want to hear it.
Nothing? There's nothing you can say that would interest you?
No.
Nothing.
I want to hear the question.
Here's what I am. I'm past the point of hearing what somebody has to say so we can comment on that. I'm more concerned with talking about what somebody does. Okay? So we already know your offensive line project didn't work. For whatever reason, it didn't work. So I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about what you're going to do about this old-ass team. Because everybody's extremely old, and you're paying a lot of money to old guys. This is no knock on their abilities. But if you have a whole bunch of young guys or old guys, even when you have success, it goes from 100 to 0 really quick, and then you're terrible. So you need to build. You need to have an infrastructure. Usually the way you do that, the way you can stay relevant is to have a valid offensive line, a valid defensive line, one that can be together for a few years. It buys you time.
Draft me some stout interior lineman who's never missed a game. That's who I want.
Can I say this? Okay.
Stout.
Fans want guys to draft a need. Don't draft a need, because what happens when you draft a need is you sometimes end up picking a player higher than his true value is. And I don't want that.
You want Genty?
I just want what you got to let it play out.
Heisman finalist?
You have to let it play out. So that when they get to 13, I want to see what is the best available player. I don't want reaching. I don't want drafting out of need. Best available player. Now, if there's a player that could fit your situation more, that's one or two spots back, or a guy falls down, that's fine. But how many times have we had guys that the Dolphins drafted me go, wasn't even on our radar? Right? No. So let's draft. But I don't want to hear, but we needed this, we needed that. Even if it ends up working out, you could have had that guy. Like, no. It's time for this organization and this team to draft players that are going to be with the team for longer than 2 or 3 years.
Got a Bruce Buffer, dude. It's time.
I thought you couldn't say that.
Oh, wait.
That's Bruce. We're not allowed to say Michael.
Jesus. You almost got me caught up there with you.
Yeah, what are you doing, dude?
Then why is he running over here? Come on, dude.
And by the way, you said it first. So anyway.
I didn't say nothing.
Chris Grier is speaking to the media right now.
Oh, now he is. Great.
Will the Dolphins accommodate Tyreek Hill's desire to play or trade him elsewhere? Barry Jackson tweets out Chris Grier, quote, Mike and I have had a conversation with Tyreek, productive conversations. I will keep those between us. In a frustrating season, he was very emotional in a game where we had a chance of coming back from 2-6.
He's coming back.
Grier said Tyreek did not backtrack, quote, but didn't ask for a trade with me.
Again, like I told you before, could you tell, are we smart enough to look at the way that interview went and saw how he kept getting more and more heated that you knew at some point he was going to say something he may regret? Did you not get the feel from that from just watching the way that interview went?
That is what Omar Kelly said the next day, that essentially he was not forced to speak, but heavily suggested that he should speak, and therefore said something he probably didn't mean. But damage is done, dude. How do I go back on a team? With
I don't want to, listen, nobody. Pat Riley was emotional when he told Jimmy Butler to shut up. Nobody gave him a pass.
All right, that's right.
You guys have sat here blame me all year for it.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. He might have gotten away from that from just saying, I'm not going to pay him. I'm not going to pay him. I said the one thing that may have just flipped a little switch on him, and he went a little too far. And does anybody give Pat Riley the pass? No. It's held over Pat Riley's head all year long, and coincidentally, also over my head the entire time.
So, but here's the deal. When you direct something that you say towards another person, it becomes more difficult to take back, right? Because here's what happens. The rats run over to the other person and go, "This is what he said about you. This is what he said. What is your comments?" And they go back and forth.
I didn't say that about anybody, though. That's not what my question was.
No. You said, does Pat get a break? I said the difference between what Pat Riley said and what Jimmy said is Jimmy's comments and Tyreek's comments were only about them. Pat Riley commented directly to Jimmy Butler. So it's harder to take that back. Even if you say, that's not what I meant, damage is done. Whereas when you say something that only involves you, it's much easier to take back and say, that's not what I meant.
What did the rats say?
Huh? This is what Pat said. This is what Pat said. What's your comments? Right?
Mike McDaniels from Barry Jackson. Mike McDaniels said there were certain players who were late this year who have been fined multiple times, and it won't be tolerated. He said fines have not been enough. Tardiness was a theme in his meeting yesterday. McDaniels said he will deal with this.
I told you what he needs to do. And it's not a knock. Here. When I was younger, and I have accepted these rules in my house, here's what it is. My dad would say this. The level of punishment that you get is solely based on you, not me. So if I say don't do something and we can only have a conversation, good. If it happens again and I have to raise my voice, okay, you're still not getting it. Maybe you'll get it after I raise my voice. If it continues, right, then you got to be punished. If it continues again, then you're going to get your butt whooped. Okay? But the level of punishment that you get is on you, not on me.
He said, quote, "One thing I learned is finding guys didn't particularly move the needle in a way I needed to. I'll adjust as I should as a head coach."
Yeah. Yeah. Like, just
sounds like he's got to fight him.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem.
I think that's his adjustment.
Here's the problem.
Second time this week,
Mike McDaniel told Tyreek Hill, here's what he said. He says he met with Tyreek Hill and told him leaving a game is unacceptable and won't be tolerated. What does that mean? That means is he going to be back?
Season's over. Suspend him.
Yeah, we just can't have you around for OTAs.
You know why you don't have to worry about that? Tyreek should care more about what he did to the players in the locker room than what he did to the coach and the organization. That's a fact. Right? So Zach Sealer saying, kind of showing disgust without really saying anything, just being disappointed. That should have more of an impact. That's what leaders do on the team. That the impact is not from the coach saying he didn't like it, but from your boys, the guys that you went to battle with, those guys, your other offensive players, Tua, the guys on defense saying, wait a minute, we out here, doing this. And
send him to the Cards. Get me T. Higgins.
Send him to, you mean?
Yeah, I'm like, how does that really
the Cardinals?
work?
The Cardinals?
Yeah, send him to the Cardinals. Far away.
Send him to...
Everybody wants to go to Arizona. No. Jimmy wants to go to Arizona. Send Tyreek to Arizona.
You want to send him to Cincinnati?
Yeah, but isn't he a free agent? Can we get T. Higgins on the market? Little swapskis?
We can't do sign trade?
I don't know how it works.
Me either. We got cut. In the NFL, we got cut and re-signed.
Chris
He
Grier.
was fine. He was fine. He was laughing.
Chris Grier speaking to the media right now.
Why? Don't care. Don't care.
He's saying
I
things,
don't.
dude.
Let me
He's
explain
saying
something.
things.
Here. I don't care what he has to say.
Come on, this is a good one.
No, I don't care what he has to say because saying something at this point means nothing.
Well,
That ain't gonna fix. Talking about it ain't gonna fix the offensive line.
Can you give me this one?
Tell me.
This one.
Go.
From Omar Kelly. According to Chris Grier, the Dolphins did go after backup quarterbacks. They were runners up for a couple.
You tried to sell us on Skylar Thompson. Stop it.
This offseason, he says every stone will get turned.
I don't need stones. Look, I don't need you to look for the snake. I need you to find the snake.
There's a snake in my boot.
Dude.
Could you imagine
No, think about in life. In life. How disappointed have you felt when somebody walked up to you and shrugged their shoulders and go, I tried.
Could you imagine?
Right?
Instead
That's
of
what he's saying.
instead of saying, just admitting that you overvalued Scott Johnson, being like, we almost got Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell.
Exactly. We almost got Carson Wentz.
We should have gave Ryan Tannehill a call, dude. I'm telling you.
No
Should have
way,
gave.
dude.
That was
No
the answer.
way.
It could have been a great story. Look at us now.
No, listen. Here. Dude, I am him. No, you're not. Okay? They protected Tua for having a big name behind him. Let me explain something to you. You get to a certain point where you are who you are, and you're comfortable with that, and you don't care who's behind you. And if you don't feel that way, then you probably shouldn't be in that position to start. Right? The last quarterback that I could think of that got their feelings hurt when a quarterback was drafted behind them was Brett Favre. And he was right, because Brett Favre ended up being Aaron Rodgers. Okay? But other than that, drafting a quarterback, that shouldn't mean nothing to Tua. Drafting another running back, like, it's the team's job to do this for a number of years.
Yeah, what's that mean to Tua? You got 160 million.
Right, exactly.
Chris Grier asked, is he now concerned about the offensive line? Quote, I'm surprised it took this long to ask.
Oh, no, get out of here, dude. Hey, dude.
You know what? You know
outta
what?
here, bro.
Give him another -1 from Leroy.
Yep.
-1.
Wait, look.
I'm going to break his legs.
You know what? You know what you should say?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to put Myles Garrett. You're going to carry the ball, and Liam Eichenberg's going to block for you. And let's see how you see what it's like.
When I said that I wasn't concerned, I was just supporting the O-line publicly.
Oh my goodness, a Tobin. You know, that's not me. That dude, he pulled a Tobin.
They're the hardest working group in the building.
They just suck.
We ran it back with a lot of those guys while we added Brewer because they ran well in 2023. He said Paul and Andrew Meyer are good pieces. Dude, I have no idea if Andrew Meyer's a good piece. Like,
Who's Andrew Meyer?
Exactly. He's a UTEP guard.
Did he never
played.
play?
He never played.
What's like? You couldn't get play on this offensive
Tobin
line?
is Chris Beer. Dude, I'm telling you, no lie, this sounds like you.
Austin Jackson was a huge loss. When he went down, it was a slow bleed out the rest of the year. Keon Smith was a huge loss. We had teams trying to trade for him. Isaiah Wynn was a setback. We thought he'd be back much quicker. That's a lot of ifs, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
The whole team, like, there's a lot of ifs.
A lot of O-line.
Okay, here. His intent. So he's basically saying this. If all the guys that he added were available, we would have been okay.
You know what that sounds like to me? That's like when Conor McGregor got his ass kicked by Khabib and just said, it was just for promotion. It was just for promotion.
Oh.
And Khabib's like, yeah, okay, dude. How about I smash you in the face some more? It was all for business, baby. We were just promoting the fight. I was just backing him publicly.
I don't know what this is. What is dumpster juice?
Oh, you know dumpster juice, dude. You ever take out garbage and a mysterious
Leroy is a Tua fanboy. Any boy with brain could clearly see Tua is an injury-prone, emotional quarterback that couldn't take Florida's coaching. Nah, dude. You. So you think Tua was bad when Flores was here because he couldn't take Flores coaching? Like, this is what I hate, right? I hate just the
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that.
what?
Chris Grier, quote,
Dude, I'm telling you, am I gonna cuss?
quote, we're going to have to invest in the offensive line now.
All right.
Go to break. Let's go.
Jesus Christ.